Yeah. What's going on, YouTube and wrestling fans, especially? Chris James is the name. Welcome to Let's Talk Wrestling. Pretty much, real quick, if you've never seen this, Let's Talk Wrestling before, it's not a show, it's not a podcast, it's just me walking around the beautiful streets of the Bronx or Manhattan or anywhere in New York for that matter, and I talk wrestling. Tomorrow night, big show, Extreme Rules. Hi guys, Extreme Rules tomorrow night. I know a lot of people aren't that excited. I don't like the Extreme Rules pay-per-view myself because some of the matches are usually gimmicky. Like we have a kendo stick match between Alexa Bliss and Bayley, and then the steel cage match. But I'm gonna run through every match, match by match, including the fatal 5-way main event to see who's gonna be the #1 contender to Brock Lesnar's Universal title. Get ready. This is Let's Talk Wrestling. So first up, the pre-show. The match hasn't been announced, at least I don't think it's been announced yet, but I believe the pre-show will consist of R-Truth against Goldust in a one-on-one match. I don't know if it'll be a gimmicky stipulation. I'm not too sure, but I know Goldust and R-Truth were partners for a long time. The tag team was boring. Goldust goes back to the golden age Goldust, where he's doing the movie reviews and using all the quotes from movies. R-Truth interrupts him last Monday. I'm not excited for the match, but I think it'll be a good match. I think they have good chemistry in the ring. They obviously know how to work with each other. Now, can they work against each other? Which is the most important part. Then, Extreme Rules is going to get started, and I believe it's going to get started with the Hardys against Sheamus and Cesaro. Considering it's a steel cage match, I know they can lower the cage from the top, but I don't think they want the cage there all night. Fans will be focused on it. They'll be waiting for that match, not paying attention to the matches that are going on in the ring. So the Hardy brothers are back. The Hardy boys are back. They had a huge impact on WrestleMania. Everybody was talking about the Hardys the day after WrestleMania because they left Impact Wrestling so abruptly when they were the stars of Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling was getting ratings because of the Hardys, because of the broken mat gimmick. TNA goes and doesn't renew their contracts. They end up in WWE. WrestleMania weekend, they lose the Ring of Honor titles back to the Young Bucks, and then they debut or re-debut at WrestleMania as the Hardy Boys, not Broken Matt. There's a lawsuit going on. That's another video for another time. And they win the tag team ladder match. And they've been on a roll since. They have definitely rejuvenated the tag team scene on Raw. Will they beat Sheamus and Cesaro in a steel cage match? Yes, they will. I got the Hardy Boys retaining. I don't think anybody beats the Hardys until the Revival is ready to come back. And as you know, Dawson has a jaw injury, a broken jaw. His jaw's wired shut completely. So match 1 for the tag team titles. The Hardys against Sheamus and Cesaro, or like Ollie Davis likes to call them, Shamaro. The Hardys take it. Take that to the bank. Let's Talk Wrestling. Chris James is very rarely wrong. So next up, another championship match. Neville defends his Cruiserweight Championship and the Cruiserweight Kingdom, in which he holds the crown as the king of the Cruiserweights. Takes on Austin Aries in a rematch from their WrestleMania bout that I thought was one of the best on the cards. Austin Aries, he should win this match, but I don't know if he's gonna. This is a very hard one to pick. Extremely hard, and I'll tell you why. Neville has had the championship for a while now, and I know they played hopscotch with it from Brian Kendrick to TJP, back to Kendrick. And it jumped around a little bit. Neville has brought some stability to the division. Austin Aries has brought excitement to the division. Even when he was the commentator, people couldn't wait for him to get in the ring on 205 Live. If Aries defeats Neville, then this won't happen. But I think they're still trying to get Kota Ibushi signed to a contract to have him beat Neville for that title. I don't see anyone coming up from NXT. I don't see any surprises like Kalisto or anything like that. But if Neville defeats Austin Aries tomorrow night, I fully expect that the next big debut for 205 Live is going to be the person to defeat Neville. So right now I'm on the fence, but I'm gonna say Neville retains again. He remains king of the cruiserweights, and Austin Aries quietly fades to the background of 205 Live, which I don't think is the right choice, but I think that's what's gonna happen. Next up, women's title. Bayley and Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss and Bayley. I know a lot of the females on Raw are pissed off that they're not getting a Money in the Bank ladder match. The women on SmackDown are gonna be involved in the very first ever Money in the Bank or Mrs. Money in the Bank ladder match. And a lot of the chicks on Raw are pretty pissed off, including Nia Jax, and of course, former SmackDown Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss. Now, we all know Alexa set that division on fire. Then she went to Raw and took the title from Bayley, and Bayley wants her title back. It's a kendo stick match. A kendo stick on a pole match. Vince Russo is smiling somewhere in a basement apartment in Queens. Does Bayley defeat Alexa Bliss? I don't think so. I think they're trying to build on Alexa Bliss. They know how hot she is. She's over as fuck right now. But coming off that This Is Your Life segment, which was one of the worst received segments in Raw history, WWE has gone so far as to eliminate, totally erased a Chris Benoit, the This Is Your Life segment. It was bad. And not so bad it was good, it was bad. At one point you can even hear Booker T say this is hard to watch, because it was, ladies and gentlemen, it was. I think Alexa Bliss retains the Raw Women's Championship. And Bayley, poor Bayley, I don't know what she's gonna do after this, but I guess we'll find out Monday night on Raw now, won't we? Alexa Bliss retains the Raw Women's Championship. You heard it here first. Let's talk wrestling. Next up, a mixed tag match. I know I should have got this out of the way earlier, but I didn't. Oh well, sue me. Rich Swann and Sasha Banks against Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. Am I interested in this match? Not in the slightest. Is Sasha Banks had a fall from grace? No. I know a lot of people are saying because they put her in this mixed tag match that the WWE wasn't worried about her anymore, that Sasha was getting a deep push, going down to the bottom of the crowd, of the card, and I don't think that's the case. I think this is just another way to further storylines on 205 Live, which hasn't been as well received as we all thought it would. I love the show. I think it's great, but I don't think they need to be on Raw. I think it's overexposure, that by the time Tuesday night rolls around after SmackDown, the fans don't want to see Jack Gallagher against TJP because they just watched it on Monday Night Raw. I think if they're going to be on 205 Live, they need to just be on 205 Live. That'll make more people want to watch, because maybe some people watch Raw for the Cruiserweight Championship, or the Cruiserweights for that matter. I think you can have a few 205 Live guys on Raw, but not promote them as 205 Live guys. Just have like guys like Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher go at it on Raw, but then on Tuesday night they don't have a rematch. Obviously the faces go over here. I think Rich Swann and Sasha Banks dancing on Raw got a lot of attention. I think a lot of more people want to see them dance again. So I expect that victory fully. What's up, dude? My thing is this. Next up is a match where it's going to make me happy. It's The Miz against Dean Ambrose for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, and the title can change hands on a disqualification. I fully expect Miz to take advantage of that rule, and I fully expect Miz to walk out of Extreme Rules, the new WWE Intercontinental Champion. Just remember what he did for that title on SmackDown Live. He elevated that title to heights it hasn't been seen, it hasn't had since Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart were battling for the IC title. Battles with Bret Hart and the British Bulldog. That title used to be so prestigious. It was pretty much the #1 contender to the WWF or WWE Heavyweight Championship. Now it's an afterthought. The Miz will defeat Dean Ambrose because of that disqualification rule, and he will boost that Intercontinental title to new heights. You heard it here first. And new WWE Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. Now for the main event. The main course. It ain't dessert. It's a fatal 5-way for the #1 contender to Brock Lesnar's WWE Universal Championship. Consisting of Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, and Finn Balor. As we know, Paul Heyman came out a couple of weeks ago saying that Finn Balor is his pick. He wants to see the Beast against Balor. I think we all want to see the Beast against Balor. But we all also want to see Samoa Joe against Brock Lesnar. Who wins this match? I think they do a great disservice to the product if they allow Roman Reigns to win this match. He has gotten so much heat since WrestleMania, since beating The Undertaker, since retiring The Undertaker, that I'm afraid that if he loses or he wins this match and he doesn't turn heel immediately, that this Roman Reigns sucks and the booing of Roman Reigns will never stop. A guy like Bray Wyatt coming off a feud with Randy Orton, I don't think he wins. Seth Rollins, I don't know what's in the cards for him. Is it to stay feuding with Joe? Because if that's the case, then Balor wins. But my pick for the Fatal 5-Way, #1 contender, and it's not elimination, is Samoa Joe. I think they go with Joe. I'm sorry, not Samoa Joe. Finn Balor. I think they go with Balor. They wouldn't have had Paul Heyman come out and do all that. I think Reigns goes into a feud again with Bray Wyatt or maybe Seth Rollins, and Joe and Bray or Joe and someone else go into a feud. I don't think it's time for Samoa Joe just yet, because if you have Joe win this Fatal 5-Way only to lose at SummerSlam, I think it hurts the character big time as the Samoan submission machine, the big killer of NXT. I think he needs this win more than any other man in the match. Does he get it? I don't think so. I think Finn Balor's going to get it. They wouldn't have had Heyman come out and do all that if they weren't going to give it to Finn Balor. So your new #1 contender to the Universal Championship will be Finn Balor. And it won't be Balor Club against the Beast at SummerSlam. It's going to be the Demon against the Beast at SummerSlam. Remember, last year is when Finn Balor won that Universal Championship at SummerSlam and had to relinquish it the very next night on Raw because of a shoulder injury caused by Seth Rollins' powerbomb into the barricade. So congrats to Finn Balor if he wins this match. If not, I want to see it go to Joe. And that's it, just those two. I don't want to see Roman Reigns win this match. If he's going to win the Royal Rumble again in January, then that's what's going to happen. And there's nothing we can do about it. Obviously, they've trolled us and they will continue to troll us. Accept Roman, accept. So that's it. That's the Extreme Rules pay-per-view rundown by me, Chris James. Thank you for watching. Remember, this is YouTube. I don't do this for money. I do this for you guys. I do it for myself. I love to talk wrestling. I love doing these videos. And in the future, I will be doing more and more and more videos. Like I said, work was busy. Work is always busy. It's work. Real life sucks. This is my escape from reality for 14 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever I do these videos for. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe down below over here somewhere. Click that bell twice so you see the little asterisks around the bell. This way you get the notifications right away. So as soon as my videos go live, you get to watch them first before anybody. Thumbs up the video as well. Trying to get these subscribers up, so share it, leave a comment. Let me know about your predictions for WWE Extreme Rules tomorrow night. And always tell a friend to tell a friend about Let's Talk Wrestling. I've been Chris James. Goodbye and good night.